Hello everyone, Magdalena here, Wolf of Coins. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today I thought I would make some kind of like a fun video. So just showing you some decks that I really like to use for my self-love practice. And I also wanted to say that it is a very important thing to me. I try every week on Friday. I call it Self-Love Fridays to set some time for self-love reading or contemplation, whatever. Even if it would be just like pulling one card and thinking about it. I try not to postpone it or skip it, because I've learned that with self-love, what's very important is having a routine. Then you're not so tempted to skip it. And I think it's pretty easy for us to skip something like self-love. So yeah, so I'm trying to find ways to just continue and show myself some love regularly. Another thing that I find really good, and this I do every day, and it takes me, I don't know, 20 seconds per day. This is my little mirror, and so you can have your little special mirror that you use for this purpose, and I found that it works really, really great for me. So every day you open this, you look into your eyes, and you tell yourself good things, okay? So I highly, highly recommend it to you. But yeah, let's start with the decks that I like to use for self-love. It's basically oracle decks, I would say, because the nature of those readings is a bit different than my tarot readings. So, as I said, it's more contemplation plus, plus I feel like I need some gentleness there. An oracle, well, some oracles can be very blunt, but yeah, I just use these for the self-love readings. So let's start with this one. This is the Soulful Woman, and it's by Blue Angel. And yeah, it's, I think, the only deck that I own that is a collaboration between many artists. Like, as you can see, the artwork style is very different on various cards. So I normally don't like it. It makes me a bit annoyed, but with this deck we've been through a lot. and I love it for its gentleness, but also for those like short messages that you get. You get an affirmation on each card. There's an affirmation, like keywords plus affirmation, and then the affirmation is repeated in the guidebook, and you have like short message, because I usually don't like when the messages are too long. I get confused in the details, and yeah, I tend to prefer shorter descriptions, which can give my intuition like more space. Oh, I love this card. Look how beautiful it is. So you can see, and if you're curious, in the guidebook, all of the artists are described. So, and you also get the information about which card is by whom, which I find is really cool. So yeah, maybe let's pull one card. I don't think I will be pulling a card from every deck I have here, but let's pull a card for us. It's a Friday, It's also, you know, like the day of Venus, goddess of love. Also my matron goddess is the goddess of love. So let's see what self-loving message we can get today. Soul's journey. Look at that. Is it a duck? Or I don't know. But there are butterflies and moons. So, living from soul opens me to the magic that exists when I surrender to divine manifestation on its own terms and timing. 21. Oh, it's the longer one. So, as a soul, I am connected to an abundant and infinite universe, one that is constantly giving birth to itself. Likewise, my body's cycles are connected to the cycles of the earth, the moon, and the cosmos. So yeah, you can see that here. On my soul journey, I am drawn to make meaning of my experiences as they unfold. Experiences that are joyful, as well as those that are more difficult. They call me. They ask me to become more fully awake, to fulfill my purpose, to live from my essence, from soul. Living from soul opens me to the magic and abundance of the universe to which I am intimately connected. The depth and luminescence of my soul is tempered by virtues of humility, patience, compassion, and endurance. As I surrender to divine manifestation on its own terms and timing, I find that even the impossible begins to feel possible. And also, I feel like this message is also for me, definitely, for today. So, yeah, this is how this deck is. And next up, let's see. Oh, this is one of my favorite oracle decks ever. And it's the Vintage Wisdom Oracle by Victoria Mosley. And I edged it like this. So these are photo manipulations, like collages. And yeah, it's not only gorgeous, and it's like one author, so it's more like, you know, has the same feel to it. Each card is like feels connected to the rest. But yeah, I find that I really identify with the guidebook. Like, also look, the messages are not too long. This is what you get, and I always find something that speaks to my heart, and also the messages are always very uplifting and nurturing. So this is what you need when you want to show yourself some love. So yeah, I use this one not only for self-love readings, I use this for all types of readings almost, let's say, but yeah, I really love it. But if you've been watching my channel, you know that. Next up is this one. So it's the Whispers of Lord Ganesha by Angela Hartfield and Ekaterina Golovanova, again by Blue Angel. And it's all about God Ganesha. So you get a keyword, number, a keyword, and a beautiful, colorful picture. And all those messages are also, they're a bit longer. So you get usually one page. There's like quotation or oh God, the affirmation. Sorry, my brain just got some problem. But I really love it. It's always, as I said, it's gentle, but it also gives you advice that can help you on your way. Sometimes it's also like you read it and it's like, okay, it's all gentle words, but it just pierces your heart. So I'll recommend this deck too. Then there is this great deck, and it's by Amy Sofia Marashinsky and Hrana Yanto, the Goddess Oracle, a simple name. The guidebook is quite big, so for each goddess you get a poem, you get some info on mythology, which I find is great to like better understand the message. Plus, what I really love is that you get like more or less how to pronounce the name. So it's cool. Then you get like what it means when you get the card, plus you get a ritual suggestion. So yeah, so it's very cool. And these are the cards. Come out. Whoops, sorry. And this is the style of the cards. So what I really love about this deck, it's full of wisdom, really. And again, sometimes it just, there are some truths that you need to hear, you don't really want to. But yeah, it's still pretty gentle and fascinating. So I'm getting really deep messages from this deck. And then what do we have here? So for my Self-Love Fridays, I would usually pull one card from this deck, one card from, for example, this deck, one from another. So I really like combining the voices. And then, yeah, then we have this. I use this deck only for those self-love readings, because it has this like more contemplative feel to it. So this is the Quan Yin Oracle by Alana Fairchild, and with the artwork of oh, come on, Zheng Hao. And yeah, these are all goddesses, which are gorgeous. The artist is so skilled. It's amazing. So even like even if you didn't like the guidebook, you just look at the cards and it's like, oh my god, so gorgeous. So yeah, but what I like here, there are some sister cards, let's say. So when you get the description for the card, you sometimes get like a suggestion if there's like interpretation. Plus, if you also pulled the other card that is mentioned in this description, it like strengthens the meaning of the card. So I think there are sisters of the sun rising, and we'll try to find them quickly. Yeah, sisters of the star blossoms. So these are two like group cards, and as far as I remember, they point you towards interacting with people, which is a message I often get because I'm a loner, I'm not gonna lie. So I need to pay attention to not spending too much time alone in general. So yeah, it's a beautiful deck. It has quite long descriptions. Plus, it also has prayers to Quan Yin and like a healing ritual as well for each card. So if you enjoy that, you might be interested. Plus, look at this pink box. It's so pink. So cute. Okay. Then we also get the Celtic Tree Oracle, again Blue Angel, by Charlene Hidalgo and Jimmy Manton. So as far as I know, this deck is like a new edition with new illustrations, which are strikingly beautiful. Yeah, you can tell I have a soft spot for really, really beautiful decks. So the only like a drawback of this deck for me, but I understand why it is so. So there are only 25 cards, I believe, because yeah, it's 25 cards. So it's normal because it's based on the OM alphabet, so there is set fixed number of letters, and there are some additional as well. Look at that. Like the sea. There is a card called the sea, I think. Of course, now I cannot find it. But look at this. So sometimes I have the feeling that in the guidebook, when you read it, there are like too many things crammed into one card. But that might be only my thing, because I know that if you use the Elder Futhark, you have only, what, 24 runes. So it still makes sense, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, or maybe they just, oh, there's the sea. They just wanted to like put really a lot of information into one card. But other than that, yeah, what's fun here, you get like associations here with like animals and deities, and of course letters, plus dates and some more. And you get like both keywords, some explanation. Then when it comes in a reading, when it's reversed, I don't read reversals with this deck actually. With most oracles I don't, unless it's medicine cards or this Polish crystal oracle. But anyway, there's also a message, so this is more for, again, for this contemplation style readings. And it's cool. It's cool. And whenever I look at these cards, I'm just like, oh my god, that's so beautiful. So beautiful. And see, you would never have thought to portray pine without the branches, right? It's just a trunk. And I find it so cool. It's so cool, so brilliant from like an artistic point of view. And then what else do I have here? Oh yeah, my beloved Botanical Inspirations deck. It's a little deck, and I think that many people don't appreciate it because it's, oh, it's flowers, whatever. But really, for me, it is a great deck to add some additional layer to the reading. I often also combine this with tarot for like my other readings. But and then it has really like short descriptions. What I love is you get like the history of the flower and in tradition of the world, and the Victorian language of flowers as well. You always get a quotation and keywords plus inspirational message, which is this short. So it's very, yeah, as I said, I usually use it combined with other decks to like point me into the right direction of interpretation, or just add something more. Oh, we have honeysuckle here as well. So yeah, and the cardstock is like a dream. I love this cardstock and this cardstock from the Vintage Wisdom. They are perfect. For me, it's just perfection. So So yeah, this is this deck. And lastly, I think it's lastly, yeah, this little one. I have a walkthrough of this deck if you're curious. It's the Enchanted Art Oracle cards. And yeah, and but there's no guidebook for this. It's basically these beautiful pictures with some quote. And again, I usually use it combined with other cards. So yeah, it's a very sweet deck. Yeah, don't push the river, let it flow. So sometimes these are just things that you need to hear. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this. And please let me know if you have your favorite decks for self-love, if you have any like traditions, rituals that you do. I would love to hear it. And have a lovely Friday. Bye.